possible way for any person to produce fruit is first to be in Christ and then to be one who abides in Christ. And that person who is in Christ and abides in Christ is then able to produce fruit, and not just fruit, but much of it. Much fruit. Jesus said it. But if you are not connected to the vine, if you have not been separated by the gospel of Jesus Christ, if you have not clung to him and are yet clinging to him for your salvation by faith, you cannot produce fruit. And not only that, Jesus says, without me, you can do nothing. There is absolutely nothing that you can do. The will is implied here. But there is no room for what the will can do without being attached to the vine. Because without being attached to the vine, you cannot produce fruit. It is impossible. It is impossible. Now, someone asks, what kind of fruit? And to explain, let me explain what this is. Fruit is anything that a believer can do, that only a believer can do, that is acceptable to God, that is pleasing to God. It is works in service to Christ, out of love to Christ. It is all of those unselfish acts that tend to promote his glory and his praise. It is all those things that you do as a believer because you want God to see it and not man to see it. It is the prayers that you offer up. It is the sick folks that you bring comfort to. It is the prisoner that you visit in jail or in the prisons. It is the needy person with whom you provide food to or who you provide clothing to. It is the giving hilariously to your church for its evangelistic efforts and its missionary efforts. It is the kind word spoken to a person who is struggling. It is providing that cup of cold water to one who is thirsty. It is providing the needs for people when you have the means to provide, rather than just saying, I will pray for you. It is doing good because you love God, because you love Christ, because of what he has done for you. It is forgiveness. It is forgiving those who have aggrieved you in whatever way it has happened. It is you being able to forgive, you not holding grudges, you extending mercy to others as Christ has showed mercy to you. It is you exercising compassion the way Christ has shown compassion to you. It is you sharing the gospel with a lost soul who has found no way out of whatever circumstances that they feel themselves to be in. So many of us have that reluctance to share the gospel to a person who has nothing else to lose but their soul. And you remain silent. Fruit is serving Christ with a joyful spirit. It is sacrificing yourself for the good of others out of love for God, out of love for Christ, out of thankfulness and gratitude for what he has done for you. Good works are acknowledging that all that you have belongs to him and all that you have has been entrusted to you to serve others for him. This is what it is all about. If you've been gifted with the ability to preach the gospel, then preach. Do not wait for some pastor to give you permission to do what God has called you to do. Don't ask some pastor and wait for them to give you permission to go visit the sick or to go visit the homeless or to go provide help and aid to the elderly in these homes. It doesn't matter if you preach or not. What matters is that whatever calling God has put onto you to do, you do it wholeheartedly as unto the Lord. If you know what your purpose is, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But so many Christians act as though they have no purpose. They act as though it is someone else's purpose to do what God has put on them to do, and they refuse to do. And so we have a fundamental problem, even in our very own country. We're supposed to be a Christian country, yet all we do is backbite each other, kill each other, despise one another, critical of one another, divided in every aspect. So the issue is we have Christians that don't even know what it is we're supposed to be doing here. Because every Christian feels they have some kind of a special relationship with Christ where they are not required to serve. They are on his board, as it were. They're not called to witness the gospel to others. They're not called to share the scriptures with others. They're not called to point out that another person is in need of salvation. They don't feel that it is their job at work to witness to a friend at work or wherever. I call these people members of the Christian Illuminati, the secret society of Christianity, where they don't have to go out there and do the work of ministry as we were all commanded. Everybody has their own way, their own method. Some people think that because they want to be entertainers, that the gospel is supposed to be used through their own method of entertaining. So now you have these fools that call themselves Christian comedians. People that want to rap for Christ. I can't knock it. Maybe it's good. No, this is not a recording. This is live. So then you have people who play their sports and they think that if they pray on the football field, that's serving their ministry. I can't knock it. I cannot put myself, nor should I, in a position to judge anyone's heart. We are all guilty of judging, me too. But that's not what we're called to do. That's not what we're called to do. We are called to share the gospel of Jesus Christ and to show the kindness, the compassion, the mercy, the love, the grace to others as was shown to us by Christ.